This is IFV, the web space with your dose of business and financial news. In full view, we're making your business our business.
Welcome to In Full View. I'm Marcella Palmer. We're bringing you the week's medium and small business news from the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade in New York City. Hundreds of these parade watchers will likely spend their weekend shopping. Stores are ready for them. This is one of the biggest weekends of the year for merchants. Black Friday weekend, the kickoff to the holiday season. We'll hear from Macy's CEO Terry Lundgren in a moment. First, here's Shane Maltzby with the Index Performance Outlook for the week ending Friday, November 26th, 2010. In observance of holiday rules, all major American exchanges are closed on Thursday, Thanksgiving Day, and open for only a half day on Friday.
Thank you, Marcella. The NASDAQ closed the week up about 70 basis points. The Russell 2000 is up roughly 1.2%. The Russell Microcap Index closes up approximately 1.4%. The S&P Midcap 400 is up close to 1.1%, and Canada's S&P TSX Smallcap ends the week up about 90 basis points.
As we head into the holiday gift-giving season, some product and service producers, distributors, and merchants have their eyes on the economy-weary, value-conscious consumer. Terry Lundgren, CEO of Macy's, shares his impressions of the biggest shopping days of the year, from Black Friday to Cyber Monday. People like to hear the secret to success. Can you just tell us, just in a nutshell, your beginnings, what your mindset might have been early on, what set you on the path to get you to where you are today?
Early on for me, my inspiration was my father. My father worked two jobs. He had 6 kids. I had 4 sisters and a brother, and they were putting food on the table. That was the primary mission of the family. And my mother was cooking all day and cleaning all day. So, but my father told me when I graduated from college, and I was the only one of my siblings to actually go to college, because my parents didn't go to college, he said, if you work hard, you will be rewarded for that. And if you think of it in these terms, the guy who works 40 hours a week, after 10 years, he's got 10 years of experience. But the guy who works 60 hours a week has got 15 years of experience after 10 years. And he said, that's the way I've lived my life. And I never forgot that, I've always worked very, very hard for everything that I've achieved. But my father is the one who put that inspiration in me. I really didn't have a clue what I wanted to do after college. In fact, I went to college to study to become a veterinarian, so I got way off track. But after I figured out 2 years into school what a veterinarian actually did for a living, I appreciate what they do. I didn't want to do that, and so that's when I changed into business. And so afterwards, I was focused on paying for my education, because I ended up paying for my education for the last 2 years and working full time while I was going to school. And so I just wanted to pay back my debt and pay back my parents, and so I wanted the job that paid me the most money. And it turns out I turned down that job, and I went to work for retail, because I thought there would be more opportunity for me to grow, and that worked out very well for me.
Oh, I'll say. Did you have a mentor along the way who helped you transition or make certain decisions that were instrumental in your career path or along your career path?
I definitely had mentors along the way. My father being one, just to kind of get me on the right track and make sure that I wasn't goofing off, and I was early on, and so he got me on the right track early. But later on, when I actually went to the interview process and I turned down the job of Bullock's department store in Los Angeles because they weren't paying me as much as Xerox in the job offer, they introduced me to a couple of executives, and those 2 executives, a vice president and a senior vice president, ended up being mentors for me for many, many years.
Anything you learned along the way that you've implemented even today, during tough times in the retail industry?
In fact, a recession like we've all gone through over the last couple of years, in many ways can have a very positive impact on certain companies, and that's definitely the case in our case. We needed to make changes, and we needed to become much more relevant to our customers, because we were gotten so big that we had this bigness going on, which was wonderful, and the Macy's brand, which everybody knew about, but we were losing touch with the local consumers in each of the marketplace. At least that's what I felt like. And when I was a buyer, I knew all of my department managers. I was always out of my stores, but I only had 18, so I could do that. I could drive from store to store. Now I've got 850 stores, and my supervisors had between 100 and 200 stores, and they were losing, I thought, specific touch. We made massive changes. We started from scratch on the back of a napkin and said, if we were starting over, what would our organization structure look like? And it ended up being one central organization for buying and planning in New York, and then a support system, and if it's technology, it was in Atlanta, or if it's finance, it was in Cincinnati. But we really thought about where each one of these functions would work best. But the big difference was we added groups of 18 people into 69 cities around the country. These are former buyers and former planning executives. And they have made a huge difference because they're now living in Los Angeles, they're now living in Chicago and living in Minneapolis, and they're telling us what customers want in those markets.
Bottom line at Force, can you tell us how you did the last quarter, year-end overall for 2009, et cetera, and how you expect to do this holiday season and the importance of Black Friday in the retail industry?
Yeah, and all these changes that I'm describing were in place for my first group of stores, which is 20 markets in the country, in the May period of 2008 we started. And then it worked so well that I did the rest of the country by May of 2009. And now in 2010, I'm having the best performance that we've had in many, many years. We're up close to 5% on same-store sales, and for us, our sales are up over $1 billion over last year. I mean, it's really been a huge, monumental change for us, and we predicted to be 3 to 4% for the all-important fourth quarter, and we had a good fourth quarter last year. So we've now had 4 good quarters in a row, and we're counting on a 5th one here in this fourth quarter. Black Friday is very important for everybody, but it's particularly important for Macy's. This is, in fact, the biggest day of the year for us, and we're off to a great start. We had 7,000 people outside our doors at 4 o'clock this morning, which is, still blows me away, but they were here, they were shopping, and they're still shopping. The store is very, very full here, and I'm really encouraged by that. So we need to have a really good day today. That would really make the month for November. We'll reveal that next week when same-store sales are reported in the middle of next week. Cyber Monday is very, very big and very important. The online business for our company has been growing at the rate of 25 to 30% every month. So and it's already over $1 billion a year now. So that's a big business and growing very successfully. But for us, the big idea is let the customer go online, do the research, compare pricing, and then go to the store that he or she wants to find that product. Sometimes you want to touch the cashmere. Sometimes you want to sit in the chair. Sometimes, before you make those purchases. So customers are doing both. So I don't care how she shops. I just want her to shop with Macy's and Bloomingdale's, so she can come in the store and buy online, or she can go online and come in the store and shop on store. However she does it is good for us.
That's all for this week from the IFV News team. Thanks for joining us from Macy's Herald Square in New York City. Be sure to check back every day right here at ifvnews.com for the latest on what's happening around the globe in the medium and small business world.